Hey there, future me. It's been a while. It's currently a Saturday evening, and I think it's been solid month and 5 days since last audio. It's the last day of May, so hey, at least we recorded something during May. What's happened since then? I mean, nothing. Well, I guess stuff's happened. I can't say nothing much, right? We did some code, participated in Lunacy spontaneously. Again, I don't think we're gonna be doing it in June, hopefully. uh, we've just kind of I think like after that, I just kind of like sat down and got back into Omori. Uh, kind of accidentally just kind of finished the game and over a span of like 2 days dropped a substantial amount of hours on it. Good game. Um, made me feel some things. Would recommend. Uh, but yeah, so I'm not really sure whether I'm actually gonna have Omori as the footage still because I didn't record. Just kind of like blazing through all of it. Something happened, I guess, like the next week, which I think will be one of the anecdotes, one of the title pieces. So I'll get to that later. No spoilers, right? And then I went to go watch video games on the big screen with some people who I had only really known over the internet. So that was pretty cool. Got to meet some people. Got to shake the hands of like some of the casters who talk about the video games while they're on the big screen. I was like, wow, what an experience. And then yeah, I guess now we're here. I'm currently uh I've been better, right? Like certainly a lot of things going on. Really feeling the passage of time right now with like everyone. I guess just the undergrads are graduating. Realizing that I'm like 7 years removed from high school. Catching up with some of the news back at high school. Some of like the staff, right, who like had a pretty good influence or were a pretty positive influence on me. Retiring. So that was kind of like, huh, weird. Um, Currently a little bit sore. I guess I meant to actually record this like Friday. Well, no, cool. I meant to record this before I went to sleep on Friday, which was Saturday morning, but I just kind of fell asleep and then I woke up like in the afternoon. Meandered around for a little bit, tried to record, felt like it was a bit fumbled. I think I could do better than the first iteration. So this is iteration number two. Took a nap in between, so maybe that'll do the trick, right? Um, and yeah, I guess I'm just really sore right now. My arms just don't feel too good. I was helping we'll add another person into the Greenverse Aces, a friend of mine, fellow grad student, move his stuff from like his place to like a storage because he's gonna be going back home and stuff. Uh, and I guess like next week I'm going to be helping yet another Greenverse character. I guess what do I want to call him again? I forget whether it was Scout. Yeah, I was deliberating between Boots, Scout, or Ranger, but we're gonna call him Scout. Yeah, big outdoors man, knows a lot about like camping and stuff. Also, fellow grad student, also in my year. It's if you take Aces, Scout, Step, and myself, like we kind of make like the this is like the Don't Starve Together stack. Although we haven't played like DST in a while. Maybe I'll find a better name for it. Like we're the trivia stack because like we won or we got second place at bar trivia once, and that's how I got like the little green flashlight thing that's like on my bike, which yeah, I still need to get to that. That bike has been sitting in my office for like over a month now. Yeah, time flies, patches of time. Oh, jeez. But yeah, I helped like Ace's move, so moved a few things around into a U-Haul and all that. He paid for like lunch. That was pretty cool. And then like I got invited by like another friend. Name we'll come up with one in the future. Like to go like rock climbing and stuff. And like because like she's like moving away in like a few weeks, I it's like yeah, might as well spend some more time with her like before she like dips, right? And was I don't think it was a bad decision because I got to like hang out and stuff, and it was neat. I guess going to a climbing gym for the first time, like one of those bouldering ones. But I did not have the arm strength, and I tried to like ego peak. Like I did a V0. That was pretty fast, but it was like a leg heavy one, and then I tried to do like a V1 that had a little bit more arm requirement. Yeah, arms got cooked. And then my arms were kind of like cooked for the rest of the day. They still are cooked. I managed to do a V2 that like didn't really require that much arm strength because if you just like use your elbows and like really jam like your elbows and knees into places where you shouldn't be jamming them, like it works out. So that was pretty sick. But yeah, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe this is the preamble to like my bouldering arc. I'm gonna become the yeah. I like one of my hobbies will include like indoor climbing now. Costs a lot of money though, so I'll probably have to like mooch off of people or like split a plan or something because it's not like I can get over there on my own anyways. Um, this is all kind of besides the point, though. Okay, so anyhow, moving on to the meat, or the supposed meat. I have a title in my head. It's going to be called Milk Spills, or maybe just Milk and Maintenance. Why milk spills? Like they say, don't cry over spilled milk, right? You're right. You shouldn't cry over spilled milk. But suppose that you're me. About what, 2 weeks ago? Suppose you're me about 2 weeks ago, right? It's like a Saturday afternoon. You're just kind of like sitting at your desk, right, watching stuff on your laptop, having your totally normal and definitely socially acceptable 4 p.m. bowl of milk and cereal, okay? And you're just kind of you're watching things. You're basically done with your bowl of milk and cereal. There's a little bit of milk left over, and you accidentally like bop your spoon while going to reach for your mouse, and you do the lever fulcrum thing, right? You seesaw your spoon, which is in the pool of milk, and send a spoonful of milk onto your like keyboard, which is like, uh, this is kind of bad, like freak out, get like some paper towels, like wipe it off, turn off the computer just to make sure like there's no like immediate electrical stuff, let it like dry out for like about an hour, then like come back, turn the laptop on, keyboard doesn't work. Oh, that's kind of bad. Right? Like whip out the compressed air, start like spraying like to see if I can like, get any milk that's like surface tension between like the key and like the actual like underside of it out, like learn to take off the keys for the first time and like rip those out. Like, yeah, I don't know. It was just kind of like it was an experience. It was an experience. I was pretty scared that like I had like unintentionally just like completely wrecked my computer because I didn't really know if it was like if my like what I do know that like from an anatomy video that like right underneath the keyboard is the motherboard, and water damage on the motherboard kind of bad, right? We don't think we'd want that happening. So yeah, it was just overall like it was a bit of a jump scare, right? It was a bit of a jump scare, but it all kind of worked out. Ended up going to getting some more compressed air, taking it apart, letting it like air out for like a full day. The full day was actually pretty productive. I found myself like doing other things that I haven't done in a while because like my initial plans over that weekend was just like to run code and like watch video or play video game or like work on some things on the computer, but no computer, so I guess we'll just have to play the piano or like sort out some cards or clean some stuff instead, which wasn't too bad. uh, Maybe I should spill milk on my computer more often, but there's probably other ways of encouraging myself to go do stuff like that, right? um, Yeah, but I took some backups, or like I did a recent backup. I still need to go to like I guess one of those like stores or like shops, right, and get them to take it apart and look at it for me because I technically could do it, but I don't trust myself. I guess like the most that I've done is just taking off the back to handle or just like to spray like everything down with like compressed air just to get all the dust out. But I've never really gotten to the point to where I've like messed with the ribbon cables any. So, but skill issue, right? I'm scared. I'm gonna be cautious, right? It's just like how like one of the buddies back at home was like, yeah, actually you could have just like soldered your broken like laptop charger, and it's like, yeah, but I am scared, and I do not want to create an electrical fire. I do not trust myself. I'm not confident. Well, more on that later, right? That's probably like another video in itself, like belief in the self and all that. But where are we? Dude, we're like 9 minutes in already. Uh, okay, so I guess like the first term is probably going to be milk or milk spills, and the second word is going to be maintenance. I wonder why. It's almost as if like we need to do a good job like maintaining things, or else like or we need to do a good job maintaining things in the case of stupid stuff happening, so that like we'll at least be able to either repair or have some like point of recovery. Up to this point, I hadn't taken like a backup since like I guess winter of last year, right? Because after candidacy, like going like to see my dad and like going back like to places for the holidays, I had like taken it back up onto like a hard drive, which like an external hard drive, which I left in my office, but I hadn't done it since then, and I had made like a few revisions to the code as well. I could do a better job with maintaining the code, or I guess maintaining versions of the code, because right now, forgive me for saying this, but I was uploading, just kind of like the folders containing like the .c and .h files just onto like a thing of Google Drive instead of like being a normal person and just like pushing them and committing them to GitHub. because I haven't gotten to. I don't really have any excuses just beyond like I haven't bothered. I haven't found the need to. I'm now kind of getting burnt like for various reasons, like not just for version control, but also for like if my computer is cooked, then that's kind of not good because if I don't like if I don't back up too often and like the last backup like on the drive is like 3 months ago, like congratulations, you have to remember 3 months of progress, which is not going to create that much downtime, but still like it's unnecessary downtime, right? Uh, and I guess it also kind of rings back to like what about a year ago, like a Greenhorn video talking about like, phones are pretty cool and all, but like, what if I like lose my phone? Then who do I call? I have my mom's phone number, my dad's phone number in my head, but I don't have like the phone numbers of like people who are like actually here, which is what I would probably need to like help me in the case that I lost my phone. So yeah, like maintenance is certainly one of those things that I should do a better job with, right? Like there's some things that are kind of like obvious, like I should maintain my health, right? And I should maintain existence. So that's why like I eat and like still try to walk from place to place when I get the option to, and that's why I got the pull-up bar, although I'm not going to be using that anytime soon because my arms are cooked, right? But I guess like there's other stuff that's like it seems a bit more of like a pain in the ass, and I don't really, I guess as the Chinese saying goes, like 不见棺材不掉泪, like you don't really cry until you see the coffin. So stuff like going to see a doctor. Yeah, I once again, no excuses. We're gonna have to get to that. It's kind of like I've just been a bum. That's all there is to it. Got to go see a doctor, just like like annual checkup, right? Because it's been like what, like 2, 3 years. Well, yeah, it's been 3 years. Holy shit! Oh man. Just to make sure that I don't have like something that like I actually haven't noticed that could be like a really big issue later. Um, I don't know. Like, there's also other things, but other times, like, I guess stuff like that is a bit evident, right? Because if you don't take care of your health and if you don't take care of, like, yourself, or if you don't take care of yourself, then bad stuff can happen. But there are things that are a bit more loose, I guess. Like, whenever my computer was out, I was taking care of. I decided to sort through, like, my MTG cards, my, like, collection that I've, like, built over the years. I haven't really bought any cards since, like, I think I did like a pre-release for like Capenna back in like undergrad, but yeah, I think like the last time I bought stuff was in like 2022. Even then, it wasn't like too crazy. But I was just like sorting through it because like Arizona got into like Magic and he pulled Moon in as well, and so they've been like conjuring some like decks of dubious capacity because like they're not necessarily well designed, but they have like a few like insane cards that just like do stupid things on the. Oh, like me, I'm not salty. I'm not salty at all. I can build. Let's not worry about it. But yeah, they've been getting into Magic recently. I've kind of been playing with them, and so it's kind of been like, oh, okay, well, I should maybe make some new decks that are like on like the right like power level, or that will be like competitive but not too like overpowered or too weak against them. So I took the time to kind of like go through all the cards and like lay them out on like the foam tile floor. But I think that if they didn't get into Magic, I think I just would have kept my collection as is, and my foils would have still been like as bent as they were, and like there would have been all these boxes just filled with like half built decks, right, with like the lands taken out because I needed the lands for like other things. And I guess there's like going even further, I guess, down like the road from like obvious maintenance to like optional maintenance to like super optional maintenance. We get like, I guess we fall back to like self projects, right? Like something that I was thinking about on the first iteration of this recording was like my cookie clicker profile, which I don't think I've like opened cookie clicker in like over a year. So I got to collect all those sugar lumps, level up all my buildings, right, and check my garden and like fill out my garden seed. Uh, what's it called? Like the seed dictionary, or like the thing, right? Like juicy queen beet when, like and stuff like that, right? The cardboard shoe rack is still just like non-existent. The cardboard, some of it has been cut. The hot glue gun is still there. It's like I've been meaning to do this. I've been meaning to clear out like the area right in front of. I'm just like looking at like my entrance right now. I've been meaning to clear out the paper bags and to like make the area more hospitable. And I feel like maybe my hand is being forced, I guess, because like, well, Scout is moving next week, and when he's moving, he's gonna be like, we're gonna be almost neighbors. He's gonna be like right across the street, and he has like a spare like queen size mattress, and per the insistence of Step, he was just kind of like, yeah, you should take this. So I guess I'll be getting a queen size mattress and bed frame. So it's like, okay, cool, which means that I can turn my current like the IKEA twin bed frame and foam mattress into a, I guess, like a pseudo couch. But that also means that I have to like clear out the living room and make things a little bit more hospitable. Probably convert one of these like one of the two tables in like the current L desk formation into like a coffee table and like go from there. Um, Ideally, I also like clean out my nice table that like I shouldn't like eat food on, and eat food on a table that's separate from like the laptop table instead of being like, I don't know, a degenerate. So like I could prevent future instances, like future like food related accidents involving the laptop. Um, I don't know, like it's just like stuff like this. It's just kind of I don't really think about like maintaining things until like they until the milk is spilled, right? So it's like you don't think about cleaning your dining table until the milk is spilled on your laptop. That's like the contemporary version of like you don't cry until you see the coffin, maybe. Uh, but yeah, there's like a lot of, I guess, stuff that I should be more. I need to be more active about maintenance, but I guess I'm gonna go on a bit of a stretch and try to link some things together. Like in the first iteration of the recording, I was being a bit more. I was a bit more distant, I suppose, or I was a bit more like melancholy. Not maybe not melancholy, but I was feeling it a little bit more. Like something that I've been feeling a lot recently is just like the passage of time. I forget if I've like said this in this one already, but hey, like there's like this phrase that my dad would used to tell me, or my dad used to tell me like back when I was like smaller, and I guess even when I went to go like see him, it's like a constant. It feels like one of those things that like he's been bringing up like over the years, right? And 时间很快就过了. It's not really like a like it literally just means like um, time will pass by soon. Not necessarily like a this too shall pass, but like time itself, the passage of time is quick, right? Things go by fast. Life comes at you pretty fast if you don't stop around and look a while. Wait, life comes at you pretty fast if you don't stop around. If you don't stop every once in a while and look around, you could miss it, right? And then like the PJ Studio set thing kicks in. But yeah, no, like the passage of time is fast, and it feels like at some point like maintenance is, although maintenance is necessary, right? Like sometimes if there's not like an immediate like purpose for it, and it's just kind of like, well, I guess I should do this, like, but I don't really feel like it. I guess like things just kind of feel a little bit empty. Like if there's not like some external like mechanism, I guess, that kind of encourages me to do this, whether it's like me deliberately setting it up by trying to get people into doing things. I guess like for example, like the Fish Gang is recently, you know, I'm kind of putting off like they'll find out once the video drops, but they're trying to start a book club. We're trying to start a book club. We're trying to like start reading books, right, every week or so. I haven't done the reading for the past 2 weeks, so I have like 130-ish pages of like Edgar Allan Poe to bash through in about 4 hours. I hope that the people I hope the call starts a little bit later, so I'll be fine, I guess, and not be chewed out for like, bro, you had 2 weeks to like do this. Are you throwing? But yeah, like stuff like this is, I guess, because like we have this, I'm probably going to get a little bit into reading like books for the sake of reading again. It's not to say that I don't read anything. Like I read manga or like graphic novels, but that's kind of like it's like, grow up. Are you 5? Right? And it's kind of like it's a little different because you have to like do a little bit more thinking to like visualize like what the authors mean with their words. That's besides the point. But like there's if there's not really like external mechanisms to encourage you to do something, right, then like it's going to be a little bit harder to do it. At the very least, like this isn't to say that like I'm just going to stop eating because like there's no external mechanism, I guess, to encourage me living. Or well, there are, right? I think if I don't live, then people will be sad, I'll be sad, right? And that's kind of like the can't have that happening, so I should eat and take care of myself and do all this other stuff. But with other things, maybe just such as like making the room more clean, like I don't really have like that much pressure, I suppose, but sometimes like I might just like I don't know, because like it's what's going on? Oh, people are talking. Uh, it's strange. It's just kind of a weird thing to think about, I guess. Like, what is the point of maintaining something if you don't really think you're ever going to use it again? Like, I guess like as I maybe I was saying earlier, if like Moon in Arizona didn't get into Magic, I don't think I would have touched the card collection. But I think it's still like a good thing to do because I own the cards, don't I? Like, if I never really like will perform a piano in front of like a crowd or for the sake of other people, what's the point in actually like, learning to play the piano better? Well, I should do it because it's fun, right? Or because I find it meaningful. But it feels like right now a lot of things have lost their flair. Taking a turn aside from hobbies, right, and going into more just like taking general care of things, like I don't really I guess I don't really see like the need to do some things, or I do see the need, but I just don't like act upon them because there's no pressure, I guess, and I need to like do a better job like pressuring myself to do things because I think that if I just like spend my time like not doing things, then time will continue to pass and I'll just like feel like as if I'm not really doing anything. But I guess I'm just doing a bad job like holding myself more accountable and like getting these like small things done. It's just hard because even though I can like pat myself on the back, it kind of feels like whenever I go like talk to people, I don't really feel, I guess, like a progress in the sense it's like you don't really go up to someone and be like, I cleaned up like the pile of receipts that's sitting right next to my desk. They're probably just gonna look at you and be like, bro, why'd you have a pile of receipts sitting next to your desk? It doesn't it's also like the question of like why do I care as to what other people think? Like of course it's important to think about it, like care about what other people think, but in regards to stuff like this, why do I care about that so much? So I don't know. There's a lot of the feelings about it are complex, but the passage of time and maintenance, it's stuff. It just kind of like it kind of loops around to like why why bother? And at this moment, or I guess like in this like past like few days, some of these things feel quite hollow or empty or meaningless, and that's like kind of a bummer. But I don't know. We're still figuring things out. Passage of time. Got this like a book to read, so I probably shouldn't keep that waiting. Next audio, hopefully, sooner than last time. Although maybe I said that last time as well, and guess how that turned out, right? So yeah. All right, future me. Take care, man. I guess I'll see you then.